Disclaimer: this is an imaginary story. Please don't relate it with any idol or any person. It's nothing related to anyone's life. It's pure work of fiction. Any resemblance to actual persons, living or dead, or actual events is purely coincidental. Whatever pics are shown in this story, they all have been taken from Google and Pinterest. The credit for them goes to their real owner. Storyline and voice are mine, so please don't copy that. A beautiful boy in white outfit walked on Aisle while holding a bouquet of flowers. He was very nervous because today was his wedding. All the guests were sitting on the chair. Their eyes were on that boy. Some were capturing him in their mobiles. Boy was walking on the glass sill. He was looking down. He could feel everyone's gaze on himself. He was taking baby steps. Lots of things were running in his mind. It happened so sudden. His groom was impatiently waiting for him. He wanted to see his face. He only saw him on pic. They neither talked before nor met. Just 2 days ago, their wedding got fixed by their families for their own personal interest. Groom to his dad: Dad, why is he walking so slowly? Now I can't wait to see him. I'm waiting from 2 days. Now I can't wait it anymore. Groom's dad patted his shoulder. Have some patience, son. In few minutes he will be yours. Then see him for your whole life. Groom: Can I go and take him here? Groom's dad whispered, Behave yourself. See, all the guests are here. Their eyes on you. Don't do anything by which our image got ruined. Can't you just wait a little more? Groom: I can't, Dad. You know my weakness. Somehow I controlled myself for whole 2 days. Now I can't take it anymore. Groom's dad: Are you insane? I sent a girl to you few hours ago. Aren't you satisfied? Groom: Dad, that girl was pathetic. I'm bored. I want to try something new. And moreover, she was so noisy. I don't like her. Groom's dad: I know, that's why I fixed your marriage by this boy. Groom: Dad, you remembered your promise, right? Groom's dad: Of course I remembered. I already called an agency. They will send the portfolio. You can keep as many as you want. I don't have any problem, but just do this marriage. This marriage is very important for my political career. This boy is just dumb. You don't need to accept him as your husband. You are still free to live your life as you want. You can use him like you use other girls. I just it just he will stay in our house and get a tag of your husband. Groom: That's why I agreed to marry with him. Groom's dad was a politician who wants to become in power, but anyhow, for that he was ready to do anything. His son was addicted. He can live without food and water, but can't live without. They were so rich, they were doing this marriage just for their own interest. They didn't have any interest in that boy. For them, he was just a showpiece by which they can get what they want. Boy in mind: I'm so nervous. Uncle and aunt fixed my marriage in hurry. I don't know who my groom is and how his nature will be. But if uncle and aunt choose him for me, then he will be the best. After all, they always choose best for me. They love me more than their own children and always supported me and scolded their own children. I'm so lucky that after losing my parents, I got my second parents as my uncle and aunt. I don't want to marry this early. But uncle and aunt said marriage is important. We have to do this. If not today, then tomorrow. So if we get the perfect partner now, then we shouldn't waste the opportunity. We should grab it by our both the hands. Why am I feeling so? Scared? There is nothing to scare. Uncle and aunt are here with me. I shouldn't doubt on their decision. I shouldn't worry about my married life. If my groom wants to marry with me even after knowing about my weakness, then he must be a good and trustworthy boy. With so many dreams of his happy married life in his eyes, he raised his groom. His groom didn't waste time and quickly grabbed his waist and started stroking it. Groom, your waist is slimmer than girls. If with clothes it is this much slimmer, then I can't imagine how perfect it will be, whispered in his ear. Boy felt so uncomfortable by his sudden touch and cheap flirty talks. He tried to remove his hand from his waist, but Groom has more strength. Groom, no, 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 don't try to bother your fragile body. Now it's mine. Look up and let me see your beautiful face. Boy didn't look up, so he tightened his grip. Listen, baby boy, you have to obey me. If you don't, then I know many ways to make you obey me. Do you want me to show my power here in front of everyone? Boy immediately looked up and shook his head. Very good. I must say you are much more beautiful than your pics. Your legs are strong now. Boy didn't understand and gave him confused expression. What happened? Didn't you understand? It's okay, you will be understand in just half an hour. I guess only half an hour time is wedding will take place. After that, only you and me. Marriage registrar. Attention everyone. Now we are going to start the process. Looked at the boy. So you, Park Jimin, son of Mr. and Mrs. Park, are ready to accept this man as your husband. But before Jimin can say anything to him, a man in totally black outfit came there. He was holding a and walking on the aisle in swag. He had cold and scary expression. He was looking at Jimin like he will prince his soul. Everyone was looking at him with scared eyes. Nobody dared to move from his place. He went to Jimin and stood in front of him. He saw Groom's hand on was still on his waist. He was glaring at his hand. Just then Groom's dad removed his hand from Jimin's waist and said in a shivering voice, Groom's dad shuddered. King, you're here. What happened? Is there any problem? Groom angrily looked at his dad. Dad, who is this man? What is he doing in my wedding? See, how is he looking at my husband? Groom's dad, shh, you idiot, lower your voice. He is Mafia King Min Yoongi. Immediately dropped on his knees. King, I'm sorry from my son's behalf. He didn't know that that's why he dared to raise his voice in front of you. Pulled his son on the floor. Apologize him. Groom kneeled down on the floor. I'm sorry, King. Yoongi looked at him. Glad to see that you know your place. Looked at Jimin. And you? What a shameless and ungrateful are you? You loved someone else and married to someone else just because of your parents didn't agree? Held his hand. Come, let's go. I'm here to take you. Jimin tried to remove his hand. Groom, he's my husband. Yoongi shoot in air. If anyone dares to come in between, then I won't waste my drag Jimin. Groom, King. Groom's dad, what are you doing? He's King's lover. Let him go. Groom, but what about your political career? Groom's dad, if I will alive, then I can worry about my political career. Let's go from here. Yoongi took Jimin to an unknown house. Jimin was trying hard to free himself, but Yoongi tied his hand and covered his mouth so that he couldn't scream. He dragged him inside the living room. Here everything was messy and a man was laying on the floor while holding a cane of his sprite. Yoongi threw Jimin on the couch. Hobby, see, I brought the solution of your problem. Now you don't need to waste your precious tears. You know what? I don't think he's loyal and trustworthy just because his parents didn't agree. He was marrying to someone else, but now everything is under my control. I'd saved your life, my friend. I have fulfilled the duty of being the best friend. I brought your love. Now don't waste time and marry as soon as possible. Hobie didn't listen anything except your love. My love, where is my love? You brought her back. Yoongi proudly sat on the staircase. Here is he. Now make yourself presentable and this house too. It's so messy. Ew. Hobie happily looked at the boy and hugged him tightly. My love, you are back. I'm really sorry. I'm ready to do anything. Please don't leave me again. We will marry today. Let's go, my love, said without looking at his face. Jimin pushed him with his full strength and he fell on the floor. Yoongi quickly stood up and pointed his on him, but Hobie stopped him. Yoongi, you dare to push my best friend? Hobie, it's okay, Yoongi. Your sister-in-law is very angry. You kidnapped her, na? Wait, let me coax her. Baby, honey, my sweetheart. Yoongi shook his head in disbelief and sat on the staircase. Yeah, do your drama. I just hate this lovey-dovey useless romance. I don't understand. How can people do this? A sensible advocate can become a Romeo in this useless love. Yoongi covered Jimin's mouth by blindfold, but it was very big as compared to Jimin's face. Only his eyes were visible. Hobie touched his hair. Hobie, what's this, baby? You were this much angry that you cut your long hairs by this small? I know I did a mistake. Then why did you punish yourself? You should punish me. Yoongi was getting irritated by their coaxing session. He wanted to run away from there but couldn't do because if Hobie's lover run away, then Hobie will become crazy for sure. Hobie hugged him tightly and Jimin again pushed him. This time Yoongi didn't do anything. He was sitting on the staircase and looking at them with bombastic, side and disgusting eyes. Jimin somehow slid the blindfold from his mouth and Hobie screamed loudly after seeing his face. Yoongi nearly got a heart attack and he slipped from the staircase on and fell on the floor. Hobie screamed, "Ah!" fell on the floor. Yoongi fell on the floor too. What happened? Why are you screaming? Hobie looked at Yoongi. Who is he? Yoongi, your lover. You know, I kidnapped him from his wedding. He was going to say yes, but I brought him here. Now you both can marry. Nobody dared to say anything to you. And yeah, no need to say thanks. You are my best friend. I can do this for you. Hobie started hitting him. You are such a dumb mafia. Who made you mafia? I want to that person by my own hands. Yoongi, what an ungrateful man you are. Here I saved your love life and you are hitting me? Really, best friends are always ungrateful. Whoever said this is completely right. Hobie, shut up. He isn't my love. I hugged other person other than my baby. If my baby gets to know this, then she will never come back to me. I had to take bath and clean myself. Kicked him. Yoongi, then who is he? Hobie, how would I know? You kidnapped the wrong person. And who told you to kidnap him? Yoongi, I only want to help you. I can't see you to drown yourself in his pride. So I thought to bring your lover. You said your lover was going to marry. I checked there were only one marriage took place, so I brought him. Hobie, no need to help me. I did the greatest sin to tell you about my love life. Again kicked him and left. Yoongi looked at Jimin with his scary eyes. He's my best friend. He can say and do anything to me. Don't you dare to think I will apologize to you. Walked towards him, and Jimin became scared and squeezed himself. Don't worry, I won't do anything to you. It was just a mistake. Untied his hands. Come, let me drop you at your home. Hobie happily came there. Yoongi, my baby's parents agreed for our marriage. They called to meet me at their home. Look at Jimin. I don't know who are you, but you are very lucky for me. Both 19 degree. Thank you so much, and sorry for whatever misbehavior this useless mafia did. Happily ran outside. Time skipped after a few days. Yoongi took Jimin to his home, but his uncle and aunt said now nobody will marry him because everyone thought he is king's lover. They told him that he was already mute, and now this king's lover tag ruined his life completely. Yoongi was feeling guilty because of him. Jimin's life is spoiled even before it had started. He married to Jimin. Jimin didn't say sad because the way his groom touched him and talked with him, he felt so disgusting. He didn't want to marry with him. Yoongi was scary. He always scared Jimin but never hurt or touched him in wrong way. He tried to understand his unspoken words. He tried to learn how to understand Jimin's word. Jimin was feeling safe in his presence. He was happy because he can do anything. Yoongi never put any restriction on him, but now Yoongi had to go on important mission for 3 months and he can't leave Jimin alone. He talked with his elder brother Jin, but he was on business trip with his husband. He suggested him to leave Jimin at their parents' house. Cookie was there. Son was there, so Jimin won't feel bored and will be safe too. So Yoongi dropped Jimin at his parents' house and left. His dad was unwell and couldn't walk. He stayed in his room mostly. His stepmother was evil but pretended good in everyone's eyes. They accepted Jimin wholeheartedly. His dad was good. He treated Jimin just like their own son, but his stepmother was evil. She treated Jimin like a maid and raised her hand too on small things. Cookie tried to stop her, but he was just a baby. How can he help him? She threatened him to not say anything to Yoongi. Yoongi always video called him once in a day to know about him. Jimin was there since 15 days, and in 15 days he became so thin. He missed Yoongi a lot. Cookie was there to give him his warmth and love. Cook entered with a stray cat. Minnie, see? Cookie brought meow meow. Now meow meow Minnie doesn't need to scale. Jimin was sitting on the corner and crying because he was missing Yoongi so much. He was scared of thunderstorm. Outside is raining and thundering. Always Yoongi was there to hug him, but now here is no one. Jimin looked at Cookie and pointed his finger on cat. He made Yoongi's cold face and shook his head vigorously. Cook, oh, Minnie was trying to say that this cat isn't meow meow. Jimin nodded his head vigorously. Minnie is shame. Both are from Meow Meow family. You know, Cookie Shappa said Appa brought Meow Meow from dustbin. He scared Meow Meow's family and cat family left him in dustbin. But Cookie Shappa is good, na? Appa brought Meow Meow at home and fed him our food, human food. That's why Meow Meow became man. But only from outside. From inside, he's still a cat. Jimin started laughing by hearing his cute talks. He hugged the cat tightly and started playing with it. Cookie was continuously talking with him and trying to divert his attention from thunderstorm. Time skipped after a few days. Jimin was cleaning the study room. Yoongi's dad was in his room. Cookie went to market with Mrs. Min. Mrs. Minson came there. He had an evil eye on Jimin, but Jimin was always surrounded by Cookie. He didn't leave him alone. But today, nobody was at home and he had the golden opportunity. He saw Jimin was in his study room, so he slowly locked the room and from inside and hugged him from backside. Jimin flinched hard and immediately pushed him. He became so angry and showed him his eyes and room. Hoshi, what happened, baby boy? Come here. Held his hand. Yang isn't here. You must be missing him. Yang is such a fool who left this beauty alone for his useless mission. Come, baby. I know. Let's not waste the time. I know you are also so desperate like me. He pinned on Jimin on the couch and started unbuttoning his button. Jimin was trying to push him but couldn't do. He couldn't scream and ask for help. He picked the paperweight and hit on his forehead, then slapped him. Hoshi fell on the floor. Jimin got the opportunity and ran to the door and unlocked it. He saw Yoongi was standing there. He quickly hugged him tightly. Yoongi protectively hugged him back. Yoongi, Jimin, what happened? Started stroking his back to smoothen his breathing. I'm here, no need to scare. Jimin pointed his finger on Hoshi. What are you trying to say? And what happened to your clothes? Buttoned up his shirt. Hoshi scared her. Hang. Yoongi looked at him. Hoshi, what are you doing here? And why was the door locked? Jimin tried to pull Yoongi's close and pointed his finger on Hoshi. Hoshi, Hang, he is lying. I'm telling you what's happening here. He was cleaning and I was in the living room. He asked my help to clean upper shelf. When I was helping him, he started me by touching me. I pushed him and tried to stop. I told him that he is my Hank's husband. It's a sin, but he didn't listen to me. When I harshly denied, he slapped me. Jimin shook his head vigorously while crying. Yoongi sat on the couch. So you both are trying to frame each other. According to Hoshi, Jimin tried to him, and according to Jimin, Hoshi tried to him. Who is lying and who is saying the truth? Hoshi, Yang, I'm saying the truth. I'm your brother. He is roadside boy. Don't know by now with how many boys he slept. Jimin was shaking his head vigorously and looking at Yoongi with pleading eyes. Cook ran there while holding a bag. Meow meow, Cookie brought everything. Yoongi looked at him. Very good, now set up the things. Yoongi unbuckled his belt and swapped in the air. Jimin thought he will hit him, so he tightly closed his eyes. But for his surprise, he threw the belt on the floor and said, Yoongi wiped Jimin's tears. So you're trying to say my brother tried to you? Why are you crying? If he did anything wrong with you, then why do you think I will protect you or take any action against him? Jimin looked at him with confused expression. Don't look at me like this. He is your culprit. Don't expect anything from me. You are enough capable to fight back for yourself. You don't need me or anyone. Sit on the couch and Cookie gave him a glass of cold drink. Punish him. Hoshi, Yang, what are you saying? I'm your brother. Yoongi angrily looked at him. And he is my husband. I can pull out your hands by which you dare to touch my husband, but I won't do anything. Jimin will decide your punishment, not me. Cookie sat beside Jimin with his banana milk and caramel popcorn. Jimin took the belt and hit Hoshi, but Yoonkook didn't impress. Yoongi, Cookie, did you hear anything? Cook, nah, meow meow. Minnie is minus 20 out of 10. Jimin again started hitting Hoshi, but this time by his full strength. Jungkook were enjoying and giving number. Hoshi was apologizing, but Jimin didn't stop. At last, belt broke. Yoongi threatened Hoshi that if he dared to see at Jimin, then he will pull out his. He threatened to Mrs. Min too and brought Jimin back to his home with Cookie. He started training Jimin for self-defense so that he can protect himself without anyone's support. Sometimes things won't turn out the way we want to. We want good for ourselves, but God's plan is to give us the best. We don't need voice to speak. A true companion always understands his or her partner's unspoken words just by his or her eyes and action. The end. Author's note. That's it for today. I hope you all like it. It was the requested story for One Shot. I hope I didn't disappoint you. The storyline which requested was different from it. I took some parts from it and made it according to myself. I don't want to show Jimin in miserable condition. Indeed, he was mute, but he never took it as his disability. He was dreaming about good life, but God wants to give him the best. Yeah, his method was giving was unexpected and little cruel, but at last he got what he deserves. Yoongi supported Jimin over his stepbrother. He saw honesty in his eyes. He let Jimin to punish his stepbrother by himself and enjoyed it with Cookie. I hope you all enjoyed it. We will meet soon with new story. Till then, take care of yourself. Love you all. If you like this story, then please do like, subscribe, share and comment. I assure you that you will never gonna regret on your decision. Thanks for watching.